freighter carrying a crew of 29 disappeared on Lake Superior during a severe storm last night, and so far, no survivors have been found.
The sinking of the SS Edmund Fitzgerald, a maritime mystery. The SS Edmund Fitzgerald sank into the cold, unforgiving depths of Lake Superior on November 10, 1975, under mysterious circumstances, leaving behind questions and 29 missing crew members. For over 4 decades, their bodies have never been recovered, and the exact cause of the ship's tragic end remains one of the Great Lakes' most haunting mysteries. Now, after 46 long years, new developments may bring closure to one of the greatest maritime mysteries in history. Could the remains of the crew finally be found? The SS Edmund Fitzgerald was a massive lake freighter, first ordered in 1957 and built by Great Lakes Engineering Works in Michigan. Initially powered by a coal-fired steam turbine, it was later converted to oil fuel in a 1972 refit. The Northwestern Mutual Life Insurance Company of Milwaukee funded its construction, seeing the vessel as a key investment in the region's booming iron and minerals industries. Designed to be just under the maximum allowable length for passage through the St. Lawrence Seaway, the Fitzgerald had a hull stretching 729 feet and a deadweight capacity of 26,000 long tons, making it the longest ship on the Great Lakes when it was launched in 1958. Due to its impressive size, it earned the nickname, Queen of the Lakes, a title it held until September 1959 when the SS Murray Bay took over that honor. The Fitzgerald was launched on June 7, 1958, and began its career transporting taconite iron ore across the Great Lakes, playing a vital role in the region's industrial supply chain. To understand the SS Edmund Fitzgerald story, it's important to know about its environment, the Great Lakes. These freshwater lakes straddle the U.S.-Canada border and encompass states like Wisconsin, Michigan, Ohio, New York, and Minnesota. The 5 lakes, Superior, Michigan, Huron, Erie, and Ontario, together form the largest group of freshwater lakes in the world by area, holding approximately 21% of the world's surface freshwater. Despite being lakes, these bodies of water can feel more like seas due to their size and the hazards they present. Weather on the Great Lakes can change rapidly, sometimes without warning, creating dangerous conditions for ships. Waves can be deep and closely spaced, leading to perilous navigation situations. The lakes are also prone to SES, standing waves, which oscillate in the water and affect a vessel's stability and draft, especially in shallower areas near docks. Winter adds to the challenges, as large portions of the lakes can ice over, particularly in areas where pack ice forms, posing additional threats to navigation. All these factors combined make the Great Lakes a highly challenging environment for ships like the Edmund Fitzgerald. The storm of November 1975. The SS Edmund Fitzgerald set sail from Superior, Wisconsin, on the afternoon of November 9, 1975, under the command of Captain Ernest M. Murley. It was carrying 26,116 long tons of taconite or pellets headed for a steel mill on Zug Island near Detroit. Shortly after departing, the Fitzgerald reached a speed of about 16 mph and later joined another freighter, the Arthur M. Anderson, captained by Jesse B. Cooper, as both ships traveled down Lake Superior. Initially, the weather forecast indicated that a storm would pass just south of Lake Superior. However, Captain Dudley Pett of another ship, the Wilfred Sykes, predicted a more severe storm directly crossing Lake Superior. Pett chose a route that hugged the north shore of the lake, seeking shelter from the storm, while the Fitzgerald and Anderson continued along their regular route. By evening, the National Weather Service upgraded its forecast, issuing gale warnings for the entire lake. At 1:00 a.m. on November 10, the Fitzgerald encountered strong winds and 10-foot-high waves. Captain Murley reduced speed due to the worsening conditions and, in a conversation with Captain Pett, admitted he was struggling to keep pace. Early that morning, the National Weather Service upgraded its warnings again, predicting storm-force winds. The Fitzgerald, originally following the Anderson, began to pull ahead as the storm intensified. By the afternoon, conditions worsened significantly, with winds exceeding 50 knots and visibility dropping due to heavy snow. At around 3:30 p.m., Murley radioed the Anderson, reporting that the Fitzgerald was taking on water, had lost some equipment, and was listing. He decided to slow the ship to allow the Anderson to catch up and provide radar guidance, as the Fitzgerald's radar had failed. The crew of the Anderson kept track of the Fitzgerald, guiding it toward Whitefish Bay, a safer area. However, the navigation lights and radio beacon at Whitefish Point were out, adding to the difficulties. By late afternoon, the storm had escalated further, with winds over 50 knots and waves up to 25 feet. The Anderson itself was hit by gusts up to 75 knots and rogue waves as high as 35 feet. Despite the harrowing conditions, Murley's last radio message at 7:10 p.m. assured the Anderson that they were holding their own. Just 10 minutes later, the Anderson lost radio contact and radar detection of the Fitzgerald. The ship had vanished without sending a distress signal. The sinking of the SS Edmund Fitzgerald not only demonstrated the dangers of the sea but also highlighted the resilience of the human spirit when facing nature's challenges. The water temperatures in Lake Superior dropped close to freezing, particularly in its deepest areas, making survival in the frigid water nearly impossible. The powerful storms that hit the lake combined with its great depth made it extremely difficult to carry out recovery missions. When the wreck was discovered, it was thanks to sonar technology, but the cold and depth complicated the recovery of any bodies or investigation into the accident. The dark, icy waters of Lake Superior present unique challenges for divers and advanced underwater vehicles, which struggle with intense pressure at such depths. In the aftermath of the Fitzgerald's sinking, the U.S. Coast Guard initiated a search operation. Captain Cooper of the Arthur M. Anderson quickly contacted the U.S. Coast Guard at Sault Ste. Marie after losing contact with the Fitzgerald. Despite communication challenges due to storm-damaged antennas, Cooper managed to report the freighter missing by 9:03 p.m. on November 10. The search and rescue effort was hampered by adverse weather conditions, which delayed the response. Although some debris, including lifeboats and rafts, was found, none of the 29 crew members were ever recovered. The crew, ranging in age from 20 to 63, primarily hailed from Ohio and Wisconsin. The wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald was first discovered by a U.S. Navy Lockheed P-3 Orion aircraft on November 14, 1975. The aircraft, typically used to detect submarines, picked up on the ship's wreckage approximately 15 miles west of Dead Man's Cove, Ontario. The wreck lay at a depth of 530 feet, serving as a haunting reminder of the ship's tragic final voyage. Between November 14 and 16, a U.S. Coast Guard side-scan sonar survey revealed two large objects resting close together on the lakebed, confirming that the Fitzgerald had broken apart. The wreckage continues to be a site of interest for maritime historians, divers, and researchers, sparking discussions about the dangers of navigating the Great Lakes and the lessons learned from this tragedy. Ongoing investigation and theories. In the years following the sinking, various theories emerged about what might have caused the tragedy. Some attributed it to structural issues, suggesting the ship's hull design was flawed. Others pointed to the intense storm, which could have overwhelmed the ship, causing it to take on water and capsize. In 2010, the Great Lakes Shipwreck Historical Society published findings from an underwater investigation that examined the wreck's hull. They discovered a number of punctures in the ship's hull that likely contributed to its sinking, including a large crack in the stern section. This discovery reignited debates about the design of the vessel and whether it met safety standards. There has been ongoing interest in the wreck, with new technologies allowing researchers to explore the ship further. In recent years, the introduction of remote-operated vehicles, ROVs, equipped with advanced cameras has enabled deeper dives into the wreckage. These explorations have led to new theories about the cause of the tragedy and the fate of the crew. In 2020, a dive team announced they had found new evidence suggesting the crew may have attempted to secure the ship before it sank. They found lines and cables still intact around the wreck, indicating a desperate effort to save the ship in its final moments. However, no definitive evidence has been presented that answers the question of what truly happened that fateful night. Legacy of the SS Edmund Fitzgerald. The SS Edmund Fitzgerald continues to capture the imagination of maritime historians and enthusiasts alike. Memorials and tributes have been established to honor the lost crew members, including an annual gathering on the anniversary of the sinking at the Great Lakes Shipwreck Museum in Paradise, Michigan. Songs, documentaries, and books have been inspired by the tragedy, ensuring the story of the Edmund Fitzgerald lives on. To this day, the ship remains a part of the Great Lakes' rich history, a tragic reminder of nature's power and the importance of maritime safety. The sinking of the Edmund Fitzgerald remains one of the most poignant maritime tragedies in American history, with the Great Lakes continuing to hold their secrets deep beneath the water's surface. As new technology becomes available and interest in underwater exploration grows, there is hope that answers about the ship's final moments will finally emerge, allowing the families of the lost crew to find the closure they have long sought. Conclusion. The story of the SS Edmund Fitzgerald remains a poignant reminder of the perils faced by those who navigate the Great Lakes. The ship's tragic end and the enduring mystery surrounding the fate of its crew continue to captivate the public's imagination. As new evidence emerges and technology advances, there is hope for closure in this maritime mystery, which symbolizes both the beauty and dangers of the Great Lakes. The cold, dark waters of Lake Superior hold many secrets, and the legend of the Edmund Fitzgerald is a testament to the enduring human spirit in the face of nature's fury.